Miss Sunday?
So my audience is travel agents who are either people who are interested in becoming a travel agent and they'll partner with some hosts, or it's new travel agents, or it's people who've been in the business for a while. So I'm broadcasting live on my business page, and then I have a special group, membership group called Travel Agencies United First Class. Those are all existing travel agents. And then I'm also broadcasting on my YouTube channel too. So let me share this to my group, and then so they get notified, and then we can get started. So I just started using the StreamYard. I really like it because it does make sharing a whole lot easier. Sometimes Zoom acts a little crazy.
Yeah, see, I'm using GoToMeetings, but I'm trying to figure out, it's not really easy. It's not going to tell me the participants, which I don't like.
Yeah, that's not cool. Okay. All right, so they'll start to join in a minute. Let me share.
Yeah, it's downstairs. What? I think on the counter. I think you're gonna go hunt it out. Oh my gosh, working with these kids. It's like I'm working.
It sounds like me all day.
No, where's my cell phone? Where's my cell phone? But where? I vacuumed. Can I have my cell phone back? I'm like,
right now. Not see the lights are on.
I'm live.
I am live already. Why are you still talking to me? That sounds like my house.
After I told them I will be in there. Exactly. I know. That's what I was saying. It seems like every webinar I've done, I'll come in my office and I tell everybody, be quiet, I'm doing my webinar. And the yard guys are next door, my neighbors. Then my dog's down there barking downstairs at the yard guys. So I'm just like, sorry.
I will have people that come in, and it'll be my someone will deliver a package. I never get packages, every solicitor. Make the dog go crazy. My kids will start arguing and get into a fist fight. My husband will be cussing in Jamaican. It's just like a hot.
It's fun times, But it makes it interesting. It makes it interesting. And I think it happens to everybody, So yeah, everybody's getting up and sorry, I have to go talk to my kids. My boss the other day was, we're having a conference call, and he's like, you're gonna have to excuse me. You can hear some yelling in the background. He's like, my daughter's an angel. My son, on the other hand, had to have a talking to him. So.
Oh, my kids are hellacious. All of them are hellacious.
Oh, really? Well, I have two teen daughters, 14 and 15. Yeah, so that's good times, and they don't like each other. Yeah. So yeah.
You said 14 and what?
15. Yeah, 14 and 15-year-old girls. So
Irish twins too, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, ours are 13 months apart. So
mine too. Okay, mine are 13.
Okay. And so they're, I guess he's 14 now, and the youngest one just turned 13.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Boy and girl, or
both boys. I have an
both
older
boys.
girl.
22. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's still in the house. And that's just a bit of that's a whole. Okay, we've got a couple of people that are on. Some people that announced, but that's okay.
Okay, no problem.
Nice to have you on, January. Nice to have you on, January. I don't know if I've ever said it, but I love your name because it's so very close to Sunday. Glad to have you guys on. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome. This is episode 2 of Travel Boss TV, and we are excited to have with us Dbruder, who is with Palette and LeBlanc, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And she's going to be talking to us about her resorts and what we can expect. And so if you have any questions, do not hesitate to put them in the comments and I can read them and I'll get to them and we'll answer at the end. Is how you want to do that, Dawn?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that'll work.
Perfect.
We can do that.
Okay. It's so funny. So Renee says January is her last name. And I always see it January Renee. And then the other day I saw it Renee January and I was like, I think I've been saying last name. So Renee, I'm sorry. I saw that on email. It actually says Renee January. So her name is not January. First name is not January. Needless to say. So anyway, thank you, Dawn, for joining us. And
thank you.
So excited to have you. I always love when suppliers come and talk to us. It really just gets me so excited. I'm just so sad that so looking forward to hearing what you have to say and learning all about your properties. So with that, I'm going to take it over, let you take it over.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much, Sunday. I really appreciate y'all having me on because I really love to get our information about our resorts out because it really is a great product. And I know y'all need a lot of options, especially right now as people are getting back into travel. You really want to have a lot of options for people because of their fears or maybe where they can go or where they can't. And Mexico is just really hopping to get back open because, tourism is huge for them. And just to start with, our properties are all slated to open June 1st. Fingers crossed, prayers to God, everything we can take, hopefully, to do that. And just let you know, if they are booked, if anybody isn't booked in CANCUN area, because we have 8 in that area, and the occupancy is not high enough at the smaller properties, they will be pushed into 2 of our high-end properties. So just to let you know, if anybody does that if they are not able to open all of them, then they would get transferred to a higher end property and obviously no extra charge. And they would have the option if they didn't want to do that. So just wanted to put that out there. So yay, hopefully we're going to open because I know we would all love to get back out there. So, so right now I am going to go ahead and switch over to my PowerPoint presentation and just kind of do that boring stuff because I think the visuals will help you some. I talk very fast, so just hang in there. So at least you can kind of read along. So I am going to get on over to there. So let me get in there.
So Dawn, as soon as you just a second before you start, okay?
Okay. All right, so I am in there. Is it showing Sunday?
Not yet. It's not showing up on my area.
Okay.
Did you hit share?
Because I had to do something different last time. Oh, you know what? I know what I had to do. Sorry, I did have to do that. Then I had to go back into it. Okay. Now you can see it?
I sure can.
Okay, cool. All righty, everybody. Yeah, I was telling Sunday I'm not the techiest around there. So when you're older, it's just not intuitive anymore. So, okay. So Palace Resorts and LeBlanc Spa Resorts, and that is who I work for. This is just some of my information. I'm just going to leave it here for just a second. I'm the business development manager for Southern Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. This is my information. So Palace Resorts goes by where the agent actually resides, not where the host agency is or their agency, because we want to build a personal relationship with everybody. So if you are in my area, please feel free to email me, give me a call. You can also, if I have time, I'll go to our palaceproagents.com website, and there is a contact us. There's the picture of the United States, and you can click on your state, and that will tell you who your local BDM is. So please take advantage of that. Use your BDMs. That's what we're here for. We want to provide education, be support for you guys. So please contact your BDM if you do not know who they are yet. And for those of you who will be mine, yay. Hopefully I'll get to meet you soon. Okay, so let me start here with we're a luxury all-inclusive brand. So you get what you pay for. We're not going to be your budget hotel kind of thing. So, it's a very high-quality product. So our all-inclusive brand features are across the board. Just to let you know, we had to do some research during this, kind of slow time on some of our competitors. And I noticed that some of them, while they were all-inclusive, didn't necessarily apply to all room categories, didn't necessarily apply to all locations. So with Palace and LeBlanc, what you see is what you get. If you've been to one, then you will get those same features at another one. So that's really important to remember. And then LeBlanc Spa Resorts is our higher end properties. So they will have all of these features as well as some. So first off, they don't have this on the slide. I wish they did. Is our service is just impeccable, so friendly, so accommodating. Really just want to bend over backwards to make sure your guests have a fantastic time. All of our rooms are very spacious and luxurious. The decor is very, clean lines, beautiful, a lot of pretty decorations, very spacious. So spacious, in fact, that our properties, all of our rooms have in-room double whirlpool tubs, with the exception of our Moon Palace Jamaica location. Those rooms are not quite as big, and we purchased that property and renovated it. They don't have the double whirlpool tubs. And our LeBlanc in Los Cabos has nice soaker pedestal tubs instead of the double whirlpool tubs. But other than that, all your other properties, all your other room categories will have a double whirlpool tub in there. Resort credits are also part of our inclusive features. I'll talk about that a little bit when I go into the promo section. I think the biggest one for me is a la carte gourmet dining. I know sometimes there's a perception of all inclusives having, kind of lower quality food, maybe like a Ponchos kind of thing, if y'all are familiar with that brand, or just, all buffets. But we have, obviously we have some buffets for, in our international restaurants, but we have mostly a la carte gourmet dining. These restaurants are open every night. There's no staggered schedules, and the very, very few require reservations, and they're all included. There's no, this one is extra or whatnot. So they're all included. The food is, like I said, phenomenal, high quality food. And then we also have 24-hour room service. So speaking of that great food, 24-hour room service, it is 24 hours. It is included, and you've got some real food in there, not just burgers and fries. We have top shelf liquors throughout the property in our restaurants and bars, as well as in your room. Each room has a liquor dispenser with 4 different high premium liquors. If they want to have a drink in, before they go out, this cabinet can be locked as well. Also in your room, you're going to have, your mini fridge with your waters, your non-alcoholic drinks, your juices, sodas, that kind of thing. Yet world-class spas are part of our features, not all inclusive. Keep saying I need to ask marketing to take that off of there. But we are, well known for our spas. Daily and nightly entertainment's included, complimentary Wi-Fi, and that is throughout the property, not just in the rooms. I also have unlimited local calls and long-distance calls to the U.S. and Canada, which is a very nice feature because I know I've freaked out when somebody tried to call me and my phone was thought I was going to roam and charge me $100 per call. So that's a nice feature. Taxes and gratuities are also included. So those, again, are our brand features that are across the board. So you don't have to worry about sending them to Jamaica or, and then they're different than they are in Cancun, all the same. As I mentioned with restaurants, I'm going to send Sunday a Dropbox link, an email where I have a lot of different links and information about what we talked about. And there's a ton of great reference materials in there, including some resort fact sheets. So you don't need to, memorize all this. It'll tell you each resort, the number of restaurants, bars, and whatnot. But I just like these pictures of the restaurants. Like I said, they're so high quality. I'll show you some pictures of the food real quick that I probably wouldn't be able to afford to go to a lot of these restaurants that we have there. So it's great for your foodies. Lamb lollipops. When am I going to go and order lamb lollipops? But I had those at one of our Italian restaurants, and it was absolutely delicious. So you're going to get, Chilean sea bass, scallop, shrimp, steak, anything. So, but they're just also beautifully decorated, as you can tell. Also a wide variety of flavors. So, at the Grand, which is a huge property, we have Peruvian and Lebanese. We have some French restaurants. We have some Indian restaurants. So a lot of different tastes you're going to find with us. Also have a partnership with Certified Angus Beef. So you're going to have the highest quality beef. And this is, again, in every property. I just like to share some pictures of the food. As you can tell, it's like foodie food. It may some be, fancy small plates, but again, it's all inclusive. Order what you want. Just some more pictures. Super awesome desserts. Really don't need to say anything about that. Look at them. They're just great. I gained 7 pounds when I first started. So then we're going to go into our off spa. We have these high-end spas that you're going to find, any standalone spa you're going to find in any, city. Have hydrotherapy, body wraps, massages, facials, plunge pools, and steam rooms, beauty salons, super zen, super beautiful. Call them off spa because they are awesome. Again, these are not included, but you can use some resort credits, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So another perk that we have for our properties is called their stay in one, play in all exchange privileges. So you can stay in one and then play in another. So say you go to one of our Playa Car Palace, and that's just a hop, skip, and a jump across the ferry over to Cozumel Palace. If you want to go hang over at Cozumel Palace, go scuba diving, shopping, whatever over there, you can do that. You can go from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So you can take in a show, you can have dinner, you can go to breakfast, do any tours that are over in that area. So I think that's a really great benefit, and also maybe an incentive for your clients to go stay at another property because they just went and checked it out. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that you cannot go, I hate to say up a level, but we have, the Palace brand and we have the LeBlanc brand. You cannot stay at a Palace resort and go to a LeBlanc resort. And then the one biggie is the Grand at Moon Palace is right next to Moon Palace Cancun. And the Grand is a little bit of it's newer, it's a little bit elevated, bigger rooms, some more amenities. That Moon Palace guests do not have access to the Grand, but the Grand do, vice versa. So it's just really important to know because they're right next door to each other. You can literally walk the beach between them. So, but anyway, so that's just a great benefit to our properties. So obviously it's only going to, apply to your Cancun destinations at this point. So we have 8 in the Cancun area, 1 in Los Cabos, which is the LeBlanc, and we have a Moon Palace in Jamaica and Ocho Rios. And we're actually underway construction for a Moon Palace in Punta Cana, so we're really excited about that. It was supposed to be, I have a feeling that it's going to be pushed probably to 2023 with all of this mess. So, but we're really excited about that up and coming. So I'm just going to start in the Riviera Maya in Cancun. We have, I mentioned the Grand, huge. It's probably, I think, about a 5 or 6 year old property. It's 1,300 rooms. It's not high rises. So it is interconnected buildings. So it's a very large property. They actually have little shuttle stops to take people around if they don't want to walk it. I always say go ahead and walk it because you're eating so much, but but to each his own. You can see 11 restaurants and 13 bars. You're not going to be able to eat at all these restaurants. So you plenty to choose from. So we hopefully encourages people to come back or to stay longer. Has the largest spa of all the properties. We have one of the big draws is the water park. So there's a little water park there with a lazy river, some slides, some kiddie areas, a wave pool. So that's a big draw. Also a bowling alley. So again, this one, just the name of the game is and it's family friendly, very family friendly. Tons and tons to do. I just like to show you kind of a little bit of a virtual fam just to show you how it's clean lines, beautiful, clean looking, cool light fixtures. I don't know, I was obsessed with the light fixtures, almost like works of art if you can see that one over the bar. Also, the Grand, again, is family friendly, but is our only property that's family friendly that has a adults only section. So it's got an adults only pool called the Unique Day Club, and it also has a unique nightclub as far as if you want to go dancing in the evening in the lobby. Just a few more pictures of that. The Spa. Kids Club. Cannot say enough about the Kids Club at the Grand. It's just as far as all of our kids clubs and all of our family-friendly properties, generally open about 9 to 9. It may depend on the season. It's for ages 4 to 12. It's sign in and sign out. They are supervised. Parents have to stay on property. 3 and under can go in the kids club, but they have to be accompanied by parents. But there is so much to do. The Grand has the biggest one, the grandest, obviously. So you've got play structures, bumper cars, indoor mini golf. You've got laser tag. You have arcade games. And guys, all of the arcade games and everything, there's no tokens. There's no quarters. It's just all included. Here's just a picture of the water park. And here's one of the rooms. The rooms are super big at the Grand. And something I'm sorry I failed to mention is that there are no oceanfront or ocean view rooms in this resort. They're all resort view because the beach is obscured by a bunch of palm trees up at the front. So it's all going to be resort view, but the rooms are large, huge balconies. All right, then we're going to go next door to Moon Palace Cancun. Again, like I mentioned before, right next door, another huge one, over 2,000 rooms, and it's split between 2 different sections. The Zook section and the Sunrise section. And those are both 2 totally self-contained lobbies with restaurants and activities and entertainment and everything. But obviously, if you're staying at Moon Palace, you have access to both. And again, but if you're staying at Moon, you can't go to the Grand, but the Grand can go to the Moon. So again, there's not high rises, so it's very spread out with little shuttle stops. It's 26 restaurants and bars between the 2 of them, guys. So, I mean, again, so many restaurants. Can you imagine staying at the Grand and having access to that? That's over like 40 restaurants and bars. So when are you going to be able to do all that? Have a 27-hole Jack Nicklaus signature golf course on property, flow rider. So they don't have the big water park, but they have, these 2 huge pool complexes with a flow rider and a bunch of little, kid areas and slides and things like that. So there's still plenty to do, without the water park. So anyway, so just another couple pictures of the lobby. This is just one of the pools that kind of goes on forever. Giant spa. Has a Noir nightclub, which is for adults only over here. some kid areas, flow rider, kids club. Now there's kids club in both of the sections, the Nazook and the Sunrise. Not going to be as grand as at the Grand, but they have 2 to choose from. Tons and tons of activities. And we also, I'm sorry, forgot to mention that for both properties have the wired teen lounge. So again, this is, you got more your Xbox, you got a snack bar, movies, arcade games. Again, it's all included. This is not supervised and there's no age limit. Adults can go, kids can go, but again, it's not supervised. Here's one of your oceanfront rooms property. The golf course, it also has a golf club with a restaurant and a spa. Those are open to people staying at the Moon Palace in the Grand as well. Here's just a picture of one of our golf villas, and something that's neat about the golf villas is it does come with its own golf cart for the entirety of the stay, so you don't have to catch a little shuttle to tool around the property. Okay, so those are our super, just tons and tons to do family-friendly properties in the Riviera Maya. Now we're going to move up to Cancun, kind of proper in the hotel zone, and we're going to Beach Palace. So this is our next family-friendly resort. It's a smaller, more quaint. Obviously, it's only 285 rooms. If you've been to the Riviera Maya, the beach water is not the same as, this crystal clear turquoise water. So if you have this, I always can say the super beachy family, they may prefer the Beach Palace, but you can also go between the two anyways, because you've got those exchange privileges. But this has won a lot of family-friendly all-inclusive awards for its category. Tons of activities. Again, you're not going to have, the huge kids club. You're not going to have the water park and everything, but this property is geared towards family. So your entertainment and your shows and things are going to be totally geared towards a family. So there's still plenty to do here, and it's going to be more economical. So if you've got a family that's looking for a little bit more economical trip, maybe a smaller place, this is a really great property. Just showing you a couple pictures of that. Kids club and sauna, and here's one of our ocean view rooms. You can see how big the whirlpool tub is. I call it like a swimming pool for a 2 or 3 year old. Okay, so now we're going to go up to our next property, and we're getting smaller as we go. This is Sun Palace. This is a couples only property. When I say couples, it's primarily king beds. We don't care who goes, but there could be a chance you may share a bed. So that's important to note. You can always request doubles, but there's no guarantee. 252 rooms. It was actually just renovated. It was shut down last June and reopened in February. So we haven't even gotten to see the, the final result yet. So the pictures that I have are of renderings. So I personally stayed here many, many years ago, had a ball. I loved it because it was in the hotel zone. We went to see our frogs. The activities were really fun for adults. I really enjoyed it. So I highly recommend that property. And I'm sure it looks really awesome, but these are just renderings of what they were supposed to do with it. Pretty pretty. Okay, so now we are going to go back down into Playa del Carmen, and that is our Playa Car Palace. So now we're getting, again, smaller, 200 rooms. This is a family-friendly resort, but I will tell you, I probably wouldn't recommend it for a family. It's smaller, it's more quaint. It's going to have a kids club, but it's not going to be a big thing. So, if you have older kids, but, say, hey, we're going to take a vacation, 5 and 7 year old, maybe, maybe not, but that's your job to match your clients. But that's just kind of what I think of when, when I had kids, they would have been not happy about that. But super quaint. I love the location for this one. It is next to Fifth Avenue. If there's anybody out there, or newbies that don't know what Fifth Avenue is, it's just kind of a street little area that's within walking distance from Playa Car Palace with your local shops and restaurants and bars. So if you have somebody that likes to shop, maybe is afraid to go into Cancun proper, it is right there walking distance from Playa Car Palace. Senora Frogs is right there on the beach, right close to Playa Car Palace, and the Fifth Avenue ends where the Cozumel Ferry begins. So great location. And like I mentioned previously, if you wanted to stay at Playa Car and go over to Cozumel for the day and hang out at that property, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump over there. This has my favorite spa. Not sure why, but it's got my favorite spa. Open air lobby. There's just pool. It's super pretty hydrotherapy pool. And this is just a governor suite. And this property has a walkout suite room category. And room category information will also be in that email and the Dropbox link. So please, feel free to look at that. All right, so now we're going to go over to Cozumel Palace. Again, smaller. Cozumel Palace does not have a walk-in beach. It's got that rocky bottom. We've got man-made beaches up on top, but you can go down to the little pier and go swimming out there. So it's really cool for snorkeling with that rocky bottom. And then speaking of snorkeling and scuba, we actually have our own scuba shop there. It's called Aqua Safari. So it's our own dive shop, little dive pool. We can do refreshers. And the boat that takes you out is ours. We don't contract out. So you're not going to be left out there in some shark maybe because they didn't know who you were. Anyway, so this is my current favorite property. I think it's really great for weddings. Again, it's family friendly, but it's going to be the same case as Playa Car Palace, just smaller. There's not going to be a ton of stuff. So it is family friendly, but it's not totally centered on children. But it does have a kids club. So I think Playa Car Palace and Cozumel, especially if you have some smaller weddings where there's not a lot of kids, but they have to have, you know, they kind of wanted adults only, but they have a few kids. Those I think would be really great choices. All right, so just some pictures of Cozumel Palace. There's the beach on top, South Beach, and your infinity pool. Here's your oceanfront suite. And this also has a really cool loft suite category where it's got the king down, and then you've got the loft with the doubles up. Okay, then we're going to go over to the little island of Isla Mujeres. We have Isla Mujeres Palace at 62 rooms, tiny. So you're talking, it's probably more for your honeymooner, somebody who wants it just quiet. You know, it's only got 2 restaurants, 2 bars. You're not going to have your El Fuego show. You know, it's actually it's couples only. So it's mostly king beds. I call it Gilligan's Island. So it's a really cute property. And, you know, as far as wanting things to do, I mean, obviously there's resort credits where you can do excursions and tours, but you can rent the golf carts and just tool around the entire island. So we did that when we went over there and just rode around the whole island with a golf cart and checked stuff out. There's some historic sites or shopping and beaches. It was really fun. Open air lobby again. And here's your one bar with your swim up bar. And I will mention that for the spa, this is the only property that's not going to have your big hydrotherapy thing because it's just a smaller spa. There's just not enough space. But here's one of your concierge level rooms. And just to let you know, I believe they've done it on all of them. If not, they will. They may have renamed the concierge level room the deluxe honeymoon suite. So that's just something to keep an eye out for if you don't see that category anymore. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna skip the LeBlancs right now. We'll do that separately and go over to Jamaica and Ocho Rios. We have our Moon Palace, Jamaica. This is a larger property, 700 rooms, but as you can see, it's high rises, so it's not spread out. It's very walkable. This is so popular and a lot of fun because you're still, you have like a slide, you have the flow rider, you have the cool kids club and the teen lounge. So you've got a lot to do for the kids. It's very close. In Ocho Rios, it is, a hike from Montego Bay Airport, but once you get there, you're close to all the really popular tours and excursions. You've got Mystic Mountain, you've got Dunn's River Falls, you've got all the tubing trips, so a lot to do. And if you'll notice on that second little peninsula in towards the land, that is the dolphin experience. It is on property. So if you have somebody who, maybe wants to do more of the spa and then doesn't really go off property, they can swim with the dolphins right there on property. You don't have to go off. And you can see it's kind of like an inlet right there. So the water's not super choppy, so it's great for kids as well. Super popular for weddings lately. Just some pictures of that. The spa, and it has an adults only nightclub as well, but not any adults only pools here, but very family friendly. There's your teen lounge and one of your rooms. So you can see that's actually an ocean view room. It's a little bit smaller, so it's not going to fit your double whirlpool tub, but still plenty spacious. All right, so we're going to go to LeBlanc. LeBlanc are our super high end properties. So you get what you pay for. So again, they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but they're super fantastic, very luxurious. I think the biggie that puts the LeBlanc, it's above and beyond the Palace brand all-inclusive brand features is the butler service. I think that's the big one that people think of. And our butler service is for every room category. It does not matter from the lowest to the highest. Everybody has access to butler service. So I did notice, again, in my comparison shopping of competitors that butler service and some of those properties were just for certain room categories. Okay, so what do you get extra beyond the regular all-inclusive brand features that we have? I failed to mention that we have Chi bath amenities at the Palace brand, and then Chi hair dryer and flat irons. So the flat irons I know are a biggie for some people who don't want to drag those around. So we still have those at LeBlanc, but we have Bulgari bath amenities instead of Chi. Also have comfort menu, including specialty pillows, aromatherapy, and bath salts. You're going to have upgraded liquor dispensers and turn down service and petitfours. They'll also press 2 items of clothing for you. So there's just those things that are above and beyond. I have Lavazza, coffee makers in there. So just kind of everything's a little more high end. And Mike, I'm forgetting everything today. Also, and this is every property, kind of the brand feature for everyone, is there's a welcome bottle of red wine as an amenity, welcome amenity when you come in. That's every single room, every single resort. And it is a Robert Mondavi wine. We recently partnered with Robert Mondavi, so that's both the welcome and amenity bottle as well as kind of considered our house wine now. So it really upped the included brand types of wine that you can get. So what else puts it above and beyond? Little culinary excellence. So you're going to have, maybe, again, I told you the more upgraded liquor. You're going to have some more upgraded wines that are included. Maybe some of the food that's going to be there is going to be a little bit more decadent. And they also have 2 restaurants of Lumiere. It's a French kind of international or French American restaurant. And they're in both the Cabo and CANCUN location. And those have a 7-course meal with wine pairing. That, again, is included, but you do have to make reservations for that. So you're just going to have a little bit of a step up on everything. See those little cool little cactus things? That's like the little chocolate thingies that go in your room, petitfour things, I guess if you want to call them, that were like too pretty to eat. But I would go in, and every time I'd go in the room, there'd be a rock missing or a limb of the or the tail of the whale missing. They're just like works of art. So anyway, so then we'll just talk a little bit about the butler service. They do everything for you, essentially. They help you with check-in. They will get you to your room. They'll unpack your luggage. They'll make your restaurant reservations, cabana reservations, help you with tours and excursion reservations, dry your bath. They're the ones who handle that specialty menu with the soaps and the aromatherapies and the pillow menu. Essentially, they're just there to meet your every need, and they really are very, accommodating. They always know your name, asking what they can do. People just love the butlers. It's really hard to go home and not have a butler waiting on you. And again, that's for every room category. Another thing that puts you above and beyond as far as the LeBlanc brand is with the spa, hydrotherapy is included with that room, and it's unlimited. If you want to just do hydrotherapy every day, you can go through a hydrotherapy session. Now, other spa services, those are extra, but you can use some resort credits for those. And I'll go over those a little bit more when I talk about the resort credits. Actually, you know what? Forget it. I'll do it now. Resort credits are called BLANC benefits, and we'll talk about the amounts that you get. But at the LeBlancs, you can use half of your BLANC benefits for those additional spa treatments. So just something to know. So not only do you get the included hydrotherapy, which is included in with your room, you also can use half of your resort credits or BLANC benefits towards any additional spa services. So just a little bit about the 2 properties we have. We have the LeBlanc Spa Resort in CANCUN. We just celebrated 10 years of a AAA 5-diamond rating, so we're real proud of that. 260 rooms. It's kind of we're at the top of the CANCUN, the island of CANCUN. So it's got that beautiful beach. You can see 6 restaurants and 5 bars. That also underwent a renovation in 2018, reopened in 2019, so it got a nice facelift. Both LeBlancs are adults only, so they do have kings and doubles, so a good amount of those. So they're great for groups and weddings because they do, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get the room category you need. Just some pictures of that, the beach front, the Luna pool, which is kind of like they have a juice bar, kind of the relaxing pool. Just some pictures for you for hydrotherapy and one of your ocean view rooms. And then we go to LeBlanc. That's our newest property. It's only about 2 years old. 373 rooms. The Housewives of New Jersey shot their show there. If that's good, I don't know if that's good or bad. It's in between San Jose and Los Cabos in the corridor. It's a non-swimmable beach. As much of Cabo is, it's non-swimmable. So something to make sure you tell your clients. We met some clients there on their honeymoon, or guests when we were there for, something out for an awards ceremony, and the honeymooners didn't know. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, you can't go out there. I guess you could, but it would be dangerous. So we just got some pictures. So you can see it's kind of a horseshoe shape. So you're not gonna really have any resort views. It's all mostly 98% of it is got at least a partial ocean view. And you've got that big pool at the front which is an infinity pool. So it's almost like you're in the ocean when you're right up there because the beach is beautiful. Beautiful property. Very, very popular. Here's one of your Royal Governor Suites. Okay, so that's kind of those in a nutshell. Moon Palace, I mean, as far as transfers. So for direct booking, all of our Cancun, Riviera, Maya locations, transfers are included with a 5-night stay. That is private transfer. Now, the exception are Cozumel Palace. We don't get you there. I'm not sure why, but you have to find your own way to Cozumel Palace. Isla Mujeres, we do have a private boat we contract with called the Islander, and that is included with a 3-night stay, but it doesn't run on Wednesdays. It only runs a couple times a day. So you'd have to arrange for, make sure you can arrange for that. But unfortunately, the transfer from the airport to that private marina is not included, so you'd have to arrange for that. For Moon Palace, Jamaica, included with a 3-night stay from Montego Bay, 5-night from Kingston, and for LeBlanc and Los Cabos, included with a 5-night stay. So that's your transfer information. All right, promotions. How do you sell Palace? We are luxury all-inclusive. Our price point may be a little bit higher than your, maybe budget hotel. It's probably going to run higher than your cruise, your initial cruise cost, because cruises you're tacking on. But with Palace and all-inclusive, that's your total. And then let's see what all the values you're going to get to make that even, less expensive than it would be maybe for any other hotel. Our Kids and Teen Stay Free program is great. It's at 2 free kids per room, even if you just have 1 paying adult. And it's for up to age 17. So make sure it's 17 at the time of travel, or they're going to be considered an adult. But that is a great program because you're catching your older teens and getting them in there free. So we're really proud of that promo. All right, the second one, as I've kind of alluded to several times, is our resort credit program. You get a certain number of resort credits per room based on your number of nights. So 3-night stay is 500, 4, 750, 5 to 8 jumps all the way up to 1,500. So if you can talk somebody into staying 5 nights instead of 4 because they like to do golf or they want to see the dolphins or whatever, it would definitely behoove them to stay an extra night. Now, this is dollar for dollar. This is not a discount. So if you have whatever it is $200, you're subtracting $200 from those resort credit amount. There is a 16% service charge on top, or service fee tax on top of that. So it's on top of whatever you spent. So if you only use 1,000 credits while you were there, upon checkout, you're going to pay $160 for whatever you used. So what do you get to use it on? You can play golf on that. You can swim with the dolphins. Any tour excursion that we contract with, scuba diving in Cozumel. You can use vacation memories. You can do, I'm skipping this box, so I'll talk about it in a second. Special dinners, lobster upgrade. There's just a ton of things that you can use those on. And then there's the spa. The only limitation we have on resort credits is the spa. So I'm going to say kind of in general, for if I look at $1,500, say you're getting $1,500 for, I'm going to call it the Palace brand, you can use about 20% or $300 of that $1,500 for the spa. For the Grand, it's going to be $500. And then as I mentioned, for LeBlanc, it's 50% of that. But right now we have a promo going for the LeBlanc and Los Cabos for travel through the end of the year that they can use the entire amount of the resort credits on the spa. So that's just kind of, but that's a current promo, but the ongoing promo is always they can use 50%. So anyway, so again, so if you think, if it's a family that wants to do, see the dolphins or go to Tulum or whatnot, well, then you subtract the cost of that, what you would have paid for those excursions from the price of your trip, and look how much that trip cost just came down. Two more things you can do with the resort credit. If you choose not to use them all in that one trip, you can roll them over to another reservation if you travel again within a year. And you can also gift them to friends or family. As long as they're traveling within the next year from that date of travel, you can roll those over to their reservation so that they have extra resort credits. So great way to not waste your resort credits and hopefully incentivize people to travel some more. And you can also, at least with a 3-night stay, you can trade in your resort credits for unlimited golf, and they would have access to 2 golf courses in Cancun. So that's great for your, maybe couples who love to golf or golf groups. Okay, so that's kind of like the resort information and the promos. Palace Pro is our Palace Pro Specialist Agent Benefits. PalaceProAgents.com is our travel agent portal. It's for direct booking. You can get group quotes. You can just look up a ton of information on there, and it's also our incentive program. So it's got a lot of benefits. So we have a very competitive commission program. We have you can earn comp nights for all of your bookings. We have educational materials, custom marketing materials. And it's just a lot of resources and information on there for you. So how do you become a Palace Pro specialist? So you visit palaceproagents.com, and this will be in that email that I send out to Sunday that she can forward on to you guys. So you register on palaceproagents.com. You get training on the Palace Resorts brand. That is me. And, you know, if you have any other agents who maybe don't watch the setting or want to have an individual, you know, training with me or meet in person, we can definitely set that up for a one-on-one as well. And then when you book one room at any Palace or LeBlanc property and claim the booking, you are now a Palace Pro specialist. And just something for those bookings, if you direct book, which I'll talk a little bit in just a second, that's already going to be in the system. If you call it in for direct booking, they will enter that in the system for you. If you book through a tour operator, that's when you will need to go in and do that extra step and register that booking so that we know you booked. Some agents, especially if you're new, you may not know that if you go through a tour operator, say you go through GoGo or Classic Vacations or something like that, and book a Palace booking, they don't tell us what agent books. So all that our properties know is that it was, you know, went through, you know, GoGo and the client's name. So we don't know. So there's no way for BDMs to know if their agents are producing. So it's really important to go in there if you do choose to go through a tour operator to register that booking. Okay, so why would you want to register that booking? One, because it goes towards your crown level, which is your productivity, which will increase your commission level. And then two, you can earn a free night for every room that you book. So for every room you at a Palace property in Mexico or Jamaica, you earn one. For every one that you sell for LeBlanc, you earn one. Now they're not interchangeable. You can't sell Palace and then go to LeBlanc, but you can do the other way around. These do expire within a year, so you have to redeem them within a year, and you're not eligible for them until the clients actually travel. So this is like a really great way to see your properties. If you can't get on a FAM, which, you know, FAMs are going to be limited, obviously, especially this year. I don't know how I'm going to get to schedule any. Hoping to, but haven't been given the green light yet. But so this is a really great incentive. And so if you're familiar with Palace, maybe some of you were familiar with this before, we did have a financial incentive portion to the program. We had to discontinue it temporarily because the third-party company messed everything up, yada, yada, we had to fix it. So it's discontinued till that gets cleaned up. Not sure what's going to be replaced with, but the comp nights still remain. So please definitely, if you book through tour operator, register those bookings. If you book direct book, you don't need to worry about that. For direct booking, we do offer direct booking. Again, you can do it online or by phone. We offer travel insurance, airline tickets. We have a cancellation, free cancellation up to 40 business days prior to travel, and that is our standard. So even during all this COVID, you know, we didn't have to change our cancellation policies because that's what it was already. So a great flexible cancellation policy. The only caveat with us, it is a $50 per room deposit, but if they do the package with the travel insurance and the airline tickets, those have to be paid up front. So you'd have to pay the air, the travel, and then the $50 deposit. So just something to keep in mind for that. Our direct booking commission is extremely competitive. We're not allowed to put the numbers on here at this point, but for Palace Pro Specialist agents, 17% is the starting. As soon as you get to Silver Crown, which you can see is 30 to 99 nights, not real difficult to get to 30 nights, it's 20%. And then gold is 21, and you go up to platinum 23, emerald is 25. So you have to get to that level, and before you get to, get commission at that level, and they do start over every year. But say you hit Silver Crown in October, you are Silver Crown for this year, then you get all the Silver Crown commission for the following year. So that's how that works. But yeah, so we have a very competitive direct booking commission. Also offer wedding commissions if you do any weddings for your pro and silver, 15% on extras, 18 gold, and then 20%. So you can imagine doing a wedding through Palace, you can earn a ton because you're getting that commission on your rooms, plus you're getting commission on any wedding extras. Also have access to our marketing library. You used to have to register for that, but they just recently changed that through our marketing department. That'll also be in my email that I send to Sunday, where you can just click the link. It's called Canto, and as you can see, this is what it's going to look like, and it has, you can get all the resort fact sheets also on there. You've got pictures, videos. These are all downloadable for you. You can use them on your social media, you can send them to clients, you can put them on your website. They are free for you to use because obviously you are marketing and promoting Palace, and we really appreciate that. So you have all of that information at your fingertips. Now I have a little bit on groups and weddings. I'm not going to go into it. I'm probably, I don't even have my watch on, so I may be running over time, but just real fast, there's 3 things that I want you to remember, the benefits. One is our complimentary rooms. For every 10 contracted rooms, 1 paid nightly, and there's no maximum. Also get an upgrade for every 10 rooms. All of our groups are in weddings where the rooms are combinable with all the other promotions. You get the kids stay free, the resort credits, all that comes the same. Some of our ratios go down based on midweek wedding promotions, advanced booking. Some of the smaller properties, it's only 5 rooms. The 6 is free, max of 8. So something to keep in mind is you get your free upgrades, your free rooms. Also can earn complimentary private events. So based on your number of room nights, they can earn complimentary private events for both weddings and groups, and just a lot of benefits in there. Weddings, we have all denominations, vow renewals, honeymoons, tons and tons, every resort has them, very customized. And then just the last one I just wanted to briefly mention, as far as this is specific to the weddings, as far as the benefit, for every room per room night, they earn a $20 credit towards cake and bouquets. So say you have 20 rooms, 4 nights apiece, that's 80 room nights times 20. Your bride now has $1,600 to spend on cake and bouquets. So if they have, enough guests there, they've got the free rooms, they've got the free upgrades, they've got the private event and the cake and bouquet. They could practically pay for their weddings. So they get a lot of those things. So they could also spend a lot of extra money on wedding extras, and you would get commission on that as well. We do offer complimentary weddings as well. I'm not going to go all into it. It's pretty much your basics, but you get your free wedding coordinator, your minister, your bare bones things. This is up to 30. And then again, in my Dropbox link, you're going to have a whole wedding folder, so you can go through there. There's catalogs. There's a lot of information. So, but I always encourage you to let me know if you have any leads. So let me walk you through it, give you the latest promos, give you as much information as I can before we even go to the wedding department, because we need to see if it would be something that's going to be workable for them, and that you understand everything so that you can help explain that to your clients. So I am here for you. So that was my, in a nutshell, talk very quick, try to get it in there thing. Let me get out of here, Miss Sunday, so I can answer any questions. Hey, I'm back. Okay.
Hey. Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Great. So I'm just looking through to see if there was any questions. And so one of the questions was, I think this is when you were showing the family resorts.
Okay.
There was any of them have a teen nightclub?
Yeah, I believe Moon Palace does. Yeah, I think it's the Moon Palace and the Grand. You know what? That's a good question on Jamaica. I believe they do too. But okay. That's a good question. For those of you who don't know, I did not mention this. I've only been in this industry for a year. So I just started last year. I was in the mental health field. So I always joke I have bad juju. So I apologize for the pandemic, that we have like the worst thing in history of the travel industry since I got into it. So I apologize. So any questions that I can't answer, because there's no shame in my game. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. But so I can find that out for you. You know what? Let me put that. I'll put that in my email. I'm gonna write that down. Which ones?
Okay, so okay. Yeah, we're 13 clubs. And then one of the agents is asking about payment plans.
It's the 50. Yeah, they can put down whatever they want. So there's the $50 deposit. So just say we have land only. It's the $50 deposit. It's payable. They pay in full 45 days prior. Now they still get their refund if they cancel 4 days, but they pay in full prior. And actually, agents get paid upon payment, full payment. They don't have to wait till travel. So once that's paid in full, yeah, I know, and especially now, whereas y'all gonna wait forever to get paid for when people start traveling. So once they paid in full at 45 days, but they can pay along as they want to. Yes, they can get a link and they can pay along. Yeah, or they can give it to the agent and you can pay for them, however you want to do that. But yes, they can pay as they go.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, and then Renee asked, when can you set up training to become a specialist?
This is it. Now, if you want to do, this is, yeah, I mean, we don't have any, you don't have to pay for any kind of online. They used to have online, but they doubled the BDM force. That's why I'm here. The other BDM, she's now in North Texas, so she's still here. But they wanted it to be more personal. So this is it. So if you're going through this, this is it. If you watch it on your YouTube, that's fine. You can just let me know. But I do need to know who you are. So if you don't know me, please reach out to me. And just so I have your email so I can make sure you're in my database, because I like to meet everybody. And we can also do refreshers, and we can set up one-on-one anyway. But yeah, this is it's not difficult. Yeah. So
perfect. So inside for class members who are on inside of Marketing Boss Academy, I will have a course that's suppliers, and one of them will now be Palace and LeBlanc, and all the information that Dawn sends me, it'll be available for you guys to get that course. So as soon as she sends it, I'll set it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources between palaceproagents.com and then just the things that you can download that I send, the resources. There's a ton of stuff in there. So, but please use me as a resource, guys. And if I'm not your BDM, I will gladly direct you to the person I can answer questions. But we like to go by the BDM so they can have a personal relationship with you. So, but we're all here to help you. So please take advantage of us, because you've got to match your clients to the property, and that's what we're here for, to kind of help you do that.
Awesome. April asks, are you the BDM for Arkansas?
No, that would be Natalie Rogers. So for those of you who maybe are coming in late, palaceproagents.com is that website, the TA website we have. And there's also TA travel agent rates on there too as well. So you can look at those. But there is, when you go to contact us, you're going to see a map of the United States with all of the states. And if you just click on that state, then that's going to show you all the contact information for that BDM for you.
Yep.
Make sense? Okay.
Yep, it does. All right, so that's good. Okay, are there any other questions that you guys may have? Let me scroll down and make sure I've got it all. But I think we've. Oh, there's someone who asked, "Are you attending the IntelliQuest conference in February?"
I am not aware of that. They don't always tell us. I mean, right now they've just been canceling everything. Like we had Edge. So not that I'm aware of, but if you want to send me the information when I find out about a show, I will forward it to my boss, and we'll look at it. Probably not going to look at it for a while, because, depending on how much it is, they're going to have to decrease, not worry about spending as much, but yeah, if y'all ever have an opportunity or there's a show in that area, please reach out and let us know, because it's definitely, if we can make it, and it's, beneficial to everybody, we would love to, but we have to get that approved by the, the powers that be.
Awesome. All right, Dawn, this is the last bit of questions I have. I want to thank everybody who joined us live. If you do catch us in the replay, do not forget to push #replay so I know that you were here. Thank you for those who joined live. Dawn, again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to the additional information that you're going to send us. And with that, you all have a great evening. We are coming live tomorrow for, actually, this was our guest bonus show. So we have episode 2 tomorrow. We're going to be talking about business plans. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And with that, you all have a great evening. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you so much. Have a great night.